Melody on CT 1051.
The song is titled Joe by Banky W on your number one Lexstar station, 71051. So I told you before, like a minute ago during the handover with Chewy said that I'm going to have Banky W with me in the studio. And last week, I was having a conversation with you and I told you, Banky just dropped a body of work. I would love to have a conversation with him about so many things. And it happened. He's right here in the studio.
Yay.
How are you feeling, Banky?
I'm great. Thank you so much for having me on the show.
So nice to have you here, Banky. So nice to have you.
It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you so much, Melody.
Yes.
How now?
I'm fine. What's
the latest? What are we talking about?
Banky, when it comes to you, there is so much to talk about. And I'm sorry, because this is like my first time of having like a full-blown conversation with you on radio.
Yeah.
I feel like we have so much to catch up on.
We do have a lot to talk about.
So much to talk about, Banky.
Let's get into it.
When it comes to Banky as a person, there is so much different sides to you, so much to talk about. It's like we can have endless conversations from politics to social issues to your music. Even you as a dancer, you as a I know you don't like to say I'm a dancer, but you dance really well.
I just like having a good time.
Okay.
I love music. Obviously, I have a passion for music, and sometimes the music just moves you and you want to move a little bit. So so for the Joe video, actually I've always wanted to do a video like that. And the choreographer, her name is Bumi Olunloyo, and she is amazing, and she's a friend from many years. So I told her years ago that I want to do this kind of dance
years ago.
Years ago. But I just never really got around to it, and I didn't have the right song or person. And I'm glad I didn't do it, because we got to do it with Susu for Joe, and I know it's one of my favorite videos.
So speaking about this video, Joe, speaking about the song, speaking about the body of work, bank statement.
The bank statement.
And speaking about featuring Susu. So when you dropped the body of work, the EP, don't worry, I'm always like, I know every time you drop something.
You're on top of it. I love it, please.
I was showing Banky my tweet from 2019, like, Banky this, Banky that.
But you never put the ad, so I never saw it.
Because I'm just saying how I feel.
And
I'm not even trying to get your attention or whatever. I'm just
appreciate
like,
that.
guys, don't
so
do this or don't do that. Do you get? So it's not like I'm trying to get your attention.
Thank you, Melody.
So you're welcome. You're welcome, Banky. So when you dropped that body of work and we had Susu, who is a good dancer?
She is amazing.
Bro!
She's amazing. Somebody put a tweet and said, what Susu cannot do does not exist.
At this point.
And at this point, really, I mean, she's such an incredibly talented person that literally anything she puts her mind to do, she kills. She's absolutely phenomenal. By the way, she has some music coming. Adesuwa has music coming, and it sounds amazing.
Like just Adesuwa?
Listen, Susu
artist?
has an EP that is coming out at the top of the year.
And
it is amazing.
It's
got production from Kobe, from Mastercraft. You know our people
Cobams,
now. Mastercraft, Cobams, TK. I do a little bit of writing on it. And it's amazing. Her voice is beautiful. So literally, whatever she decides to do, she kills. So even with the dance video, all I had to do was just kind of stand there and make sure she doesn't fall, and just catch her. When I throw up in the air, I catch her.
I don't think she can fall, because I saw the video, the TikTok video, and they were asking who goes to the gym, and she's like me.
Oh, she works out.
So she works out.
In fact, she's the one that is keeping me in shape, because when you see your wife working out,
and she's like, hey,
you feel bad if you are just trying to be a couch potato. So actually, and now we work out together. So we found some couple workout things. The COVID era kind of made us not go to the gym so much. So we found like workouts on YouTube. We have our little weight sets at home.
Oh, nice.
So every morning we
do it together.
And it's a bonding exercise.
It is actually.
So we work out together.
Now I can't even get over the fact that you mentioned that Susu has a body of work dropping next year.
Yes, she does.
Yes, she
does.
And
it is amazing.
So wait, is she doing Iron Beater?
Just wait for it. I don't want to give you. Let her come and tell you herself.
Susu, you're definitely going to talk to me about this.
It's an amazing body of work, and I'm excited about it. She's always been a singer, so she sang in choirs, she sang in school, but she never really just the I guess getting over the mental hump of going into the studio and putting in those hours to record and put the music together. And that's where I come in.
She married a singer.
Listen, I was like, listen, you are going to enter this studio. And we are going to do this music. And so, I'm excited. So the Bank Statements EP is out now, but Susu's EP. I don't know if she said the title yet, so I don't want to say it because I don't want to take her thunder.
Are you sure she has not said it yet?
I'm not sure. Honestly, I'm not sure. I would say it if I was sure that she had already said it. So let me be on the right side.
I'm just teasing.
But I'm sure she'll come by to talk about it.
Okay, so let's do that.
That'll be early next year. I think about January. If it's not January, it'll definitely be February. Definitely early next year.
And I'm sure you aired and out on that one before.
I wrote.
And you supported.
And I supported. I executive produced. I'm here, man. Listen, the Bible says, husbands, love your wife like Christ loved the church. And what does Christ do for the church? He empowers the church. He loves the church. He makes sure the church is the best version of itself. So that's my job. My job is to make sure she shines as much as possible. So it's a pleasure and a duty and a privilege to be able to support her the way that she supports me. I mean, you see the way she supports me. Anything that I'm doing, even if it's something that's difficult, she'll be the first in line to cheer me on. And I think that's what marriage is supposed to be. So so thank God for that.
Okay. So speaking about Susu being in the video, speaking about Susu being your support system and all of that, quite recently we've been seeing a lot of Susu in your videos. This is not the first Susu video. This is not the first video with Susu.
Right.
And I know that when this video dropped, people were having conversations around it on social media like, wait, what is since Banky W got married, it's always Susu in the video. Like, what is going on, Banky? So when people say such things, how does it make you feel?
So I think for me, it's really, for a lot of the music that I write, especially if I'm writing a love song, Susu is my muse. Right, she's the one that I'm writing this. I mean, let's call it spade a spade. She's the one I'm writing the song about. So she's
the one inspiring the song.
She's the one inspiring the song. So for Joe, I literally was inspired by the first time my wife danced for me. So if I'm going to do a video, it just kind of makes sense that she would be, because she's the one that inspired the song. She's the reason that I put the song together in the first place. The Final Say video obviously was talking about when we had a child. So all of these songs are from real life experiences that we've had. So it's not like I'm writing it and then trying to force her or trying to force this situation. It's just these situations are specifically about her or about our love or about our family. And so it just makes sense to me for to kind of have that picture because that's what inspired it. Now, outside of that, obviously the Destiny video just came out. She's not in that video. There are a few more that are coming that she may not necessarily be in the video.
But for the love song,
listen, listen, I've been writing love songs my whole life. And I'm finally married and happy and in love. You think I'm going to stop writing them love songs now?
No!
Listen, hey, they got it. I heard that artists, I heard somebody say this. I don't remember who. But he said, artists don't retire. They just stop when they have nothing to say. And I have a lot to say now about love, about God, about family, about Nigeria, about society. And so if you check the bank statements EP, that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about legacy. I'm talking about my relationship with God. I'm talking about my relationship with my girl. I'm talking about my relationship with my country. There's a song called Talk and Do on there. So it's just about what's important to me now. What am I focused on now? I'm literally just doing the music that I want to do, and it's coming from a very honest place. And hopefully people connect to it and they relate with it. And so far, it seems like they are. I've been away from the music scene for a while, but it feels good to be back and for people to be paying attention.
Actually, you've been away from the music scene for a while.
It's been a few years.
What happened?
What happened? I just, I guess I'm just kind of the person that doesn't want to be put in a box. And I have a lot of dreams and a lot of passions and a lot of things that I want to do and a lot of ways that I want to express myself. I'm a creative person by nature. So, whether that's in music or in film, whether that's in business. And again, one of the things that means the most to me at this point in my life is impact and purpose. I want to leave an impact. I love that I have a few businesses now that provide jobs and opportunities for young people with EME and Suya Bistro. I love that I'm able to serve in church and teach from time to time about, where I'm at and the things that God is teaching me. That's what drove me into politics. It's this desire to impact the world around me and try and make it a bit better than the way that I found it. So with the music thing, I just kind of I went into politics, so it kind of took a back seat. We've been very active.
Different side.
Yeah, we've been very active on the movie side of things. Yes. Obviously, Suya Bistro is growing. We're just about to open our 7th location.
7?
Yeah, shout out to my business partner, Olamidun. She's the CEO, and we're just growing, and God has blessed our work. EM is doing well as an agency. We're in the marketing and advertising space. So I'm very busy. So even to be, being an artist is a full-time job. I think I have like 5 full-time jobs. So it's time management is my biggest challenge, but I started writing a lot, and the songs and the words just kept coming and coming, and it just felt like, okay, I have a lot to talk about, so this is the time to put it out. And we have a deluxe version of the album coming early next year. Yeah, so the EP was just to kind of dip my toe in the water, but we do have a deluxe version with a few collaborations and the work that we're excited about. But after that, I don't know when the next one will be. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just, I'm at the point now where if I have something to say, I'll talk about it. I'll share my mind, share my thoughts, and hopefully it will inspire and entertain and motivate and bless people. And then, however long it takes for me to come up with the next one, we'll just have to wait and see.
Okay. Yeah. So we're going to get to the deluxe version of Bank Statements. But before that, this particular EP, you've got songs featuring gospel artists like Mercy Chinwo.
Yeah. I'm excited about that. Shout out to my sis.
And even here, you've been talking about God a lot, where you are when it comes to like your relationship with God, spreading the gospel and stuff like that. And I'm just here like, at what point did you become this person? Like, you went from being the king of wait now, let me be done. Wait now.
I'm listening to you. Go ahead, sister. Go ahead.
At some point in your career, you were the king of, in quotes, bad boys in Lagos. When you see Banky, he's always looking fly. You've got songs like Strong Thing. You've got songs
tell
like
them, tell the truth. Tell the truth. Yes.
And now, years after, this is you here talking about God. At what point did that happen for you? When did you find that epiphany, that switch? When did you go from being our bad boy, Banky W, to being the preacher?
Honestly, first of all, I think God has always been a part of my backbone. Okay. Or been my backbone. Okay. And I think that's a credit to my folks. There's a scripture that says, train up a child in the way he should grow. And when he grows old, he won't depart from it. And I think, what happened with me was there were some years that I was kind of, pushing the envelope and kind of straying in terms of just bad boy behavior. Okay. But God was still that backbone, and that relationship with God, like, I knew, even when I was,
core.
I knew in my core that this I wouldn't be alive. I mean, I've been through things. I've battled skin cancer 3 times. I've had a few near-death experiences. I've been through like episodes in my life that, it's a different thing to believe that God is real, and it's a different thing to know that God is real to you.
And to experience Him personally.
Yes. So for me, I always knew God was real, but I got distracted. I got caught up in the life. But then, it's one thing to be successful and famous and, you've made a little bit of money, and in the eyes of the world, you have it all put together. But inside, that something is missing. And so what I discovered is that there's a God-shaped void in every man.
In every man. Okay.
And until you fill it with God, you can try and fill it with everything else. Yes. Something will be missing from the picture. You can try money, you can try girls, you can try turning up and, whatever. Yes. But until you intentionally, actively try and make God a part of your life, you will feel like something is missing. That's why billionaires commit suicide, because they've made all of that money and they still feel like they feel empty. They feel like they've lost their way, or they don't know who they are. And so you realize that it's not a pay thing, it's a purpose thing. And for me, as the years were going by, and even though I would seem successful in the eyes of everybody, I knew I needed to find my way back home, so to speak, and that I needed to, yes, I can still be in everything that I'm in, music, film, business, whatever. But if I didn't start intentionally making God a part of my life and working on my relationship with God, then it wasn't going to end the way that it should have. And so I think just, it was a gradual thing, I just probably maybe about a year before I met Susu officially, even though I had met her and I didn't even know. I met her like 2-3 times, but it didn't even cross my mind. Yeah. But about a year before I met her, I started saying, you know what? If all I do is I'll go to church every Sunday, even if I've gone out to the club the night Friday before and I come back and I just bath and I go to church,
I'll do that.
Let me do that so that because I knew I was missing something.
Yes.
And so people tend to think that Susu led me to God.
I was gonna ask.
It's actually the opposite. God led me to Susu. So I found God, and then in God I found everything else that I was trying to figure out on my own that I wasn't able to do.
Okay.
So that was it. And then the more God has kind of been, more intentionally, actively a part of my life, everything starts working out. And the more you reach, the more you teach, right? So the more that I've understood that, I just now have this burden and passion to share that with people, to let them know, and that's why for a while I resisted the pastor tag, because I don't want to be in that box to say, you're a pastor.
Yes.
You can't say that, you can't be here, you can't do. But I feel like, listen, most of the characters that we draw faith and inspiration from in the Bible, they're not pastors. They were businessmen, they were, just people working in government, in business, in life, in farming, fishing, but people who realize that, man, if I get this relationship with God thing right, or if I at least try, then it changes everything. And I think for me, that's really what the story has been, is that the more that I've sought God, the more He's arranged the pieces of my life that I would never have been able to get right on my
your own.
From family to business to finances to marriage to legacy to even music. I mean, the music that I'm making now is coming from this very real, genuine place. And when you hear it, you'll hear purpose, you'll hear meaning. And at the end of the day, that's what we're looking for.
That's what we're looking for.
Yes, we want to make money, but it's a sad thing when you've made all the money and you don't have meaning. So find meaning, find purpose, and then the money and everything else that you need will fall into place. And that's been the story for me.
Someone said, I just checked out Joe's video right now. It is amazing. Bank and Susu's dance is just phenomenal. Love it. Sandy from Maryland. Banky, please upload the dance practice so we can learn. I beg. I think people are
Sandy,
trying to dance the same way.
I'm going to upload it for you.
Yes. So that when you're listening to the song,
the one that has bloopers, so you see when I almost dropped her. But yeah, no, shout out to the choreographer Bumi. It was we rehearsed for 5 weeks or something, of just like multiple rehearsals a week, just trying to get it right, and I'm glad we did. I
remember talking about the kind of R&B that you do at the point where you were not like actively doing music, and I thought it too. I was saying the kind of R&B that we had Banky doing at the time, I do not think we've had any other artists come give us that type of R&B.
That's so kind.
And Thank you. When it comes to R&B generally, like for example, the Grammys, they have R&B category, they've got progressive R&B category. So the kind of R&B that you do and the kind that we get now in 2021, any similarities? Do you think you're different? Do you think it's the same? What do you think as a music person?
I think R&B is such a beautiful genre because you could have it done a million different ways, right? And it's just about the rhythm and the blues and the emotions and the things that you capture, and then the sonic style that you approach it with. So, in saying that, I don't know if any two like great R&B makers sound exactly the same, right? So Dari doesn't sound like me. I don't sound like Timmy. Timmy doesn't sound like Chike. Chike doesn't sound like Simi. Simi doesn't sound like, you can go through the list. I mean, then you've got the new boys that are doing like almost like a alter pop R&B vibe, like Diverse. I don't know if you know Diverse.
Yes, I do.
Think he's brilliant.
Love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
And it's all beautiful, know. And I think that's the beauty of the genre, and really the beauty of music.
Yes.
If you think of your top 10 favorite artists in any country, no two of them sound alike, right? So if you just off the top of your head, who do you like in Nigeria? Wiz, Burna, David, Timaya, M.I., let me put my name, Banky W. Whoever. No two of them sound exactly the same. It's different styles, it's unique, it's different flavors, to Baba, even if you want to go to D'banj or P-Square, it's all different. And that's the message to artists. Back when I used to run a label actively, I used to get a lot of demos, and I still get a lot of demos. And sometimes you're listening to demos and you can hear the person that this person is patterning themselves after. You can hear
just from listening to the demos.
Who they're trying to sound like.
Yes.
And, they heard this song on the radio, so they're trying to make a song like this.
Yes.
But the problem with that is that you end up on your best day just being an imitation of what already exists. So as an artist, and I guess as a person in life, it's important to find your voice and find out who you are.
Yes.
And then be the best version of yourself that you can be. Take what you need to take from whoever, but be the best version, so that when they're looking for the thing that you do, they will come to you.
Yes.
And I think that's what has been true for me is, there's been a lot of people making great music in Nigeria, but if you want Strong Thing, Lagos Party, Blessing Me, Final Say, Joe, you know that it's me that you come and find to get it. And I'm grateful for that. And that's advice, I guess, not just for musicians, but for anybody. Find your path, find out who you are, you know, discover that, and then be the best version of that as possible, and then people will come for you.
Okay, Banky. So speaking about music, you mentioned artists that people are currently like listening to. You mentioned Wizkid and stuff like that. Now let's talk about you shutting down the
label.
The label.
Yeah. EME. Let's talk about it.
Do you think that was the right thing to do?
I think it was the right thing to do for us. I think we had done the label side of EME for a good 10 years, just about. And, we're blessed that in that time, God had used us as stepping stones for people. So Wiz and Scales and Mastercraft and TK and Suka Sounds and all these amazing people, Osage, who is now like one of the most legendary managers in the game, like all these people kind of got their, found their feet with us. And I think I'm so grateful for that.
Yes.
But I think also you have to be sensitive to know when it's time to pivot. And maybe about as far back as 2016, I already knew that I don't have the energy for this active label grind,
anymore.
It was something that, so I actually told at the time, I think Neola, Shady, DJ Exclusive, they were all still on the label.
Scales.
I think Scales had gone. I don't remember. The dates are blurring in my mind. But I told them, I was like, listen, I have about another year of this. So whatever you want to do, let me know. Let's do it now. If you want to shoot videos, you want to go to SA and shoot whatever you want to, just tell me. Let's get it done, because come 2017
I'm not going to be doing
I'm gonna pivot. And we had built up the relationships and added value over time, that there was an opportunity for us to enter this agency space and to continue to add value in that way and still be creative, but work more with corporate clients. So we started entering that space around 2017, and then we still do a bit of kind of talent management. So we manage Ebuka, Tools, Mike from Big Brother. Myself. So we have a little bit of a talent management department. But we also do a lot of influencer marketing, because it's something that we understand, and our days as a label have taught us how to do that, how to pair, entertainers with corporate bodies and say, this is the kind of ambassador that you should work. These are the people that you should use for influencers. So we work with, I want to say, maybe 50% of the entertainment business. In pairing them good, getting good relationships and partnerships with corporate Nigeria. But then we also do, marketing. We do experiential marketing. We do activations. We do events. We do marketing campaigns and advertising. We do all these other things. So my clients now, most of our clients are businesses. Like, I don't want to name them. They're not paying City FM money.
Yes, please.
So, but it, it does give you a chance to be creative. It does give you a chance to have impact. It does give you a chance to still sell, right? To sell things that you believe in. So whether that was a song or a film or an artist or a drink or a phone or whatever, a service, it's still the idea of saying, hey, this is something that people would like, that we like. So let's
do it.
Find a creative way to help this translate. And we're able to do that. And low key, EME is worth more as a agency. We're doing financially a lot quietly and financially better than we ever did as a label. So we're grateful for where
we are. Are you serious?
100%.
You guys are making more money now.
Don't say it like that.
But that is what you just said.
No, I didn't mean it like that. I'm just saying that
EME is making more money
we're
now.
in a good place. We're in a good place. God has been very, very good to us.
Okay.
And shout out to our corporate clients and all the work that we're doing now.
But speaking about
and shout out to Tunde, my business partner, who I wouldn't have been able to do anything of this without him. So and the rest of the team, really. Because now I'm good to start. Shout out to Andrea, shout out to Sheil, shout out to Aziz,
sure
and Vanessa, and Kelly, and Laide, and Kennedy, and Michelle, and Dayo, and Henry.
Are you going to remember everybody now?
I'm trying to remember, because now if I don't remember somebody,
you didn't
say my name. But shout out to the whole EME family. Yes. Yeah, it's a close-knit family. We work, we collaborate, and we're quietly doing some amazing things that I'm so proud of.
So speaking about pairing like celebrities with brands and saying you're a perfect fit, I see what you guys did with Mike was like the people, like the brands that you got him to work with. Perfect. Now, so speaking about
shout out to Mike.
Speaking about your time discovering talent, are we ever gonna get Banky, the
label executive?
Yes, the one that spots the one who spots and discovers talent. Because see what you guys did with Wiz, you know, and see Wiz years after shutting down O2 Arena, 3 days back to back. Did you catch that though? Did you watch it on YouTube?
I saw bits and pieces. I didn't watch the whole show, but I've seen moments and clips and
here
stuff.
And
God bless him, man. He's doing amazing things and opening doors for the business. And I put a little I gave a shout out to him and the whole STARBOY family on my Insta story the other day, and I said, I always dreamt that there would be nights like this. And we had those conversations way back in the day that this thing is a global thing. It's a global thing. It's not we're not trying to that's why we called this first album Superstar. I actually named the album Superstar because I was like, this is what we want people to respond to you as. It's not, we don't want to give you the time of you're an upcoming artist, then after 3 years you're you're a
superstar.
And shout out to him, man. He's an incredible talent, and I love what he's doing for, I guess we call it Afrobeats, the Afrobeats genre, and
Nigerian
all
music,
the people
African
that
music
are there. I mean, I saw CK and Buju and Black Bones and Thames, who is amazing. All these amazingly talented artists, they're getting that look now, and I think it's such a powerful thing. That's why it's good to invest in people. Because the small part we played in their beginning, look at what they're now doing for others. And it goes on. Sorry, I got distracted. Whether you see me as a label executive. So here's my thing. I'm grateful for the impact that we've had in the music space, in the movie space, and the people who we've specifically been able to help and kind of been a part of their foundation of their story. But I'm now so interested in impact that I'm trying to position myself to do it on a grander scale. And so what that means is, yes, Wiz and Scales and Uche in the movie side and Osage and Mastercard and all these people are doing amazing things. But that's one person, right? That's one person here, one person there. Whereas there are a million talented Nigerian artists or Nigerian young people who could
do so many
things. Artists or producers or engineers or managers or lawyers or any part of the entertainment ecosystem. So how do we then position the ecosystem to give as many talented people in these different areas a chance at success? How do we build academies that give young people the skills and the tools and the know-how to function in these spaces? How do we build skill acquisition centers? How do we, and this is not just for entertainment now, this is talking in general. When I was running for office in Etios, I had a meeting with a businessman here, and he had a construction company. And I was trying to, because unemployment is one of our biggest issues as a nation. And, I'm like, there's too many people in this constituency that don't have jobs. And you work you run a construction firm. So tell me what's going on. And I was basically able to uncover that so Etiosa, there's, housing developments going up and big skyscraper buildings and all of that. And I was basically able to uncover that because of the level of finishing and buildings and whatever that his clients require, sometimes they have to go and get people from China or from Benin or from these other places to come and do these construction jobs because the level of artisans and construction workers here just would not be able to deliver that final quality that his clients require.
Wants, yes.
So I'm like, well, why don't we have that kind of construction skill acquisition school or center so that we're training our own people, bring them in, yes, but let them train our young people to be able to deliver
do these things,
at that level, so that we're not going outside to be importing people to come and do things when we have so many people that don't have jobs. And so for me, that's really where my mind is now, right? It's about, how do I do this on a larger scale? How do I provide jobs for more people or provide skill acquisition for more people? That's one of the reasons I love Suya Bistro, because with every branch that we open, I know that we've created a certain number of jobs. Yes. And not just direct jobs, but the vendors and the third-party delivery companies and the people supplying the meats and all of that. That's impact. That's scale. That's doing it for more than one person here, one person there. That's doing it at the level that Nigeria needs,
and also doing it away from music. It's not just about music and art.
Yeah, and and that's not to say that I'm not still playing in the music space, but whether I will actually kind of be reopen the label operation of EME, I don't know. Honestly, I can't say that I will, because
what do you want to do with all the demos you be getting?
My sister, but I do think that I can play a role, even from a policy standpoint, of saying, how do we get government to support it? Because that's the job of government, right? It's to scale. It's to put in policies that will say, cast a wide enough net of empowerment that the system should be able to put up people who are talented and give them a chance at success. Yes. And people who know what they want to do, and they just need to learn how.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, look at the number of Nigerian musicians and actors, music makers and filmmakers that the world is clamoring for. That should tell you that as a country we should invest in entertainment.
Yes,
we should invest in media. This tourism. How is it that I'm a Nigerian citizen? I've worked with the Ministry of Tourism in Dubai. I've worked with the Ministry of Tourism in South Africa. I've never worked with the Ministry of Tourism in Nigeria.
Good question.
And these are people that they see you, they see your expertise, they say, oh, how can we do this? You're proposing, you're doing programs with them, you're doing, and it's amazing what's happening. And yet, we did this movie called Up North, right? I don't know if you saw it.
I saw it.
Up North, we went to Bauchi. I saw amazing animals. I know how much I paid, or how much we paid as a family when we went to a safari in Kenya. I know how much we paid when we did a safari exploration in South Africa after our wedding. I know how much was spent on those activities. We have those animals here. Animals that countries' entire economy, Kenya, their economy is tourism. Meanwhile, I'm in this random place in Bauchi and I'm seeing giraffes. Like they look like mountains, and they are running and they look glorious and majestic. But guess what? The car that was taking us around was breaking down. The toilet had not been cleaned in God knows how many years.
Please, I hope the animals were well fed.
See, I'm sure we've even lost some from malnutrition.
Yes.
But it's like, to me,
maintenance culture in Nigeria.
That's what Nigeria is. When somebody's thinking about where to travel to in the world, they should come here.
Yes.
They should say, you know what, I'm going to Nigeria because I'm going to go and see the animals in Bauchi.
Yes.
Then I'm going to come to Lagos and visit the shrine.
Yes.
And watch Wizkid perform or Burna Boy perform. Then I'm going to go and eat in the culinary scene.
Yes.
And I'll eat fast food from Suya Bistro one day and eat at this restaurant the other day. And this is who we are. We're tourism and culture people. It's our music, it's our film. They should say, I'm going to Terra Culture to watch a play. Do you understand?
Yes.
But again, we need people in government that see this.
Yes.
And understand that, for instance, entertainment and media is probably top 3 employers of labor in Nigeria, and it's informal. So how do we formalize the sector? How do we get them plugged in? And how do we scale it and provide opportunities and empowerment that allow businesses and people and academies to spring up and empower these young people to either have jobs or create jobs themselves? I mean, we have the most entrepreneurial people. I think I read a stat, I don't remember where, that Nigeria has the most female entrepreneurs in the world. Nigeria has the most female entrepreneurs in the world. Guess what Nigeria also has? The most children out of school in the world, 2/3 of which are girls. So Nigeria is this tale of two. I also
listened to this interview that I think it was Atiku at the time that spoke about when they were giving loans out to men and women, that the women paid
exactly
quickly or yes.
Exactly. So it's this tale of two countries almost, right? So in some ways, we're winning Grammys and our films are on Netflix and all of this is happening. And then in other ways, we now have the most number of the greatest proportion of our citizens living in poverty.
Yes.
Than anywhere in the world. So it's like
where
it's two things happening at the same time, and we're barreling ahead.
Yes.
And we need some people to get into government at multiple levels and say, how do we drag it back and change the narrative? How do we do you know what I mean? So that's where my mind is now.
Okay.
Yes,
okay,
that's
Banky.
where my mind is. To bring it.
I was supposed to have this conversation for like 30 minutes.
And we have gone over my time.
We've gone over his time, and Banky's PA won't let us go on. So I'm going to hold you to this. You are the reason we're not going on, Banky.
I'm so sorry.
There's so much to talk about, but we have to wrap this up now.
Yeah, we do.
Yes, we do, Banky. But you have to come back.
Of course.
You have to come back.
Listen, anytime. I would love to come back, and the conversation has been great. Thank you.
Yes.
And thank you for the support. And it's just today because you never, Melody never puts the act. But I'm just seeing today that you've been such an encourager and a supportive person to everything that we've tried to do over the years, and I'm so grateful.
Yes.
And anytime you need me, give me a shout. I promise I'll be here.
Okay, thank you, Banky.
And then final words to everyone. Thank you for welcoming me back to the music scene. Please stream The Bank Statements. It's out now on all platforms. There are amazing songs on there. Trust me, you want to hear this. Please continue to watch Joe video. Please continue to watch the My Destiny video. And please make Melody play it every day.
Okay.
Stop.
Okay, Banky.
Return with Susu's album.
And also, Banky, we're still getting you on the politics side, right? There's something happening with that.
By the grace of God.
quickly say that as we wrap up.
By the grace of God, we'll be back.
We'll
be back. So we're strategizing now for community engagement.
Okay.
I don't really know which political party I will use as a platform. We're still thinking about it and praying about it.
Yes.
But, by God's grace, I believe we'll be back. Because it feels like a responsibility now. It's not even something that I want to do. In fact, it takes more out of me than it gives.
Okay.
But I feel like it's a responsibility that I have. So as long as I feel that burden, I have to keep trying.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much, Banky, for pulling up and about the politics. When he announces something, do not worry. I'm going to let you know right here on the show once I have the information. Thank you, Banky, for coming out. And don't forget to check out his body of work, The Bank Statements.
Thank you so much.
And stream the music. Tell your friends and family about the music. And you can also send him love on social media. His handle, Banky W, just in case you do not know.
Banky W on Twitter, Banky Wellington on Instagram.
Okay. All right.
And Mr. Banky Wellington on TikTok. Mr.
Are you on TikTok?
Yeah, because a lot of people were there with Banky Wellington before I got there. So
Okay.
I had to add the MR.
But
I am on TikTok. Gen Z, what's up? Talk to me,
up,
baby. We here.
Do not go anywhere. This is your number one lifestyle station, City 1051. My name is Melody.
For the Melody on City 1051.